Gee, it sure is boring around here. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do... Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I hate you.
I know you do. Anyway, what's up, gamers? Welcome to episode number 4 of Geek Haven.
This is what I put up with on a daily basis.
You
and people
love
wonder
me.
why I'm insane.
You love me, though. Anyway, yep, so like always, we got Volcar-OHNO with us like usual, who has to deal with my bullshit, like I said, on a regular and daily continuous basis. And also, evidently enough, we brought Professor Cannibliss along with us as well, because...
What's up, my dudes? Bliss is in the house.
Yeah, excuse the slight echo as well, guys. It's all good. It's all good. And as long as you guys don't keep bitching about it, we'll be good. I'm so nice to the people who view my channel. Like the 3.
I can tell, man. I can tell.
I'm lovable. Anyway, so well, I'm not. But so basically, yeah. So today, just gonna drop a little different one. We're gonna be doing a Hang on. Audrey, where's your retweet?
What
that reminds me. Thank you for reminding me. I needed to be reminded.
I only just got the notification, my dude. Like, chill.
Just do it anyway.
Just
ASMR, you fucking weirdo.
I know. Thank you. I know I am. So yeah. Anyway, like I said, so today is the yesterday was the launch for Skyward Sword HD. From Nintendo Switch, so we're just going to be doing a couple of Zelda theme related stuff for today. But first, I want to give a public congratulations to Volcar-OHNO for joining the people tormented by Doki Doki Literature Club squad. Give her a big congrats.
Yep.
Congratulations!
If I had my phone, I'd play my soundboard. Hang on.
I don't know.
I'm all the soundboard you need right now, motherfucker.
Apparently not to him. I don't know.
Well, you know, when in doubt. But yeah, yeah, we're not gonna
Press X to doubt.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into DDLC stuff today because, like I said, this is about a weird sword boy with a strange fetish for destroying pots.
I mean, I don't destroy pots. I just smoke them.
I mean, it's in your name, so...
Cannibliss!
But yeah, so,
You're a bitch.
So yeah, like, I'm gonna... So yeah, also, so yeah, like I said, I've actually been playing a lot of Skyward Sword HD earlier on today. It's really fucking good, actually. They've... A lot of... surprisingly enough, the, control stick for using the right analog stick to use the sword actually works surprisingly well, actually, for it.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of basically how it is like it runs the same way as if like the right stick was basically the Wii Motion Plus in a way. Like the it's a little bit difficult, a little bit finicky because the fatal blows and the spin attack is a bit awkward. Like, you have to basically use if you're using say I'm using on the Pro Controller, you have to basically go left, right, left rapidly to do the spin, and then up, down, up for the fatal blow, like in very rapid succession. But
that just tells me I won't be able to play anytime soon because of my freaking drift, man.
Yeah. I've kind of been, like I said, I've been having drift problems for a long time. Thankfully, though, when I actually get a box and some bubble wrap, I'm gonna be sending mine off to the repair service to get it fixed. But yeah, so yeah, it's fun. It's a fun time. If you guys get around to it, I would definitely recommend it. It's the quality of life stuff makes it a significant way to actually play the original one.
Fun little fact, I actually have not played Skyward Sword before. I've wanted to, but I've never gotten the opportunity.
It's very good.
I wish my old copy of the game still worked. Otherwise, I'd totally let you play.
ironic transition. Actually, that's what the first topic was going to talk about. We're going to kind of talk about actually.
Really?
So if you don't want spoilers, fuck you.
Yeah, but no, we're not going to spoil the game.
Look, no. Y'all spoil it as much as you want. I've already watched all the boss fights. I've watched the story. I've watched gameplay of it. I've just never played it for myself.
Okay.
Wait.
Then I have a question for him as someone who hasn't played yet. What dungeon are you most excited for when you do get to play it?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't remember what it was called, but it was the one with Galactos.
I know which one you're talking about. The Citadel.
Yeah, the Citadel. That was his name, right? Galactos?
It was Galactos.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
I don't remember if it was Tos or Tuss.
Might have been Galactus. Liam, what about you? What's your favorite dungeon in Skyward Sword?
Oh, fuck. I actually don't know. That's a good question.
Too bad you have to pick one before I kill you.
With a my car.
I don't know why. This is going to be kind of a bit like of a cop-out, but I enjoy... Honestly, like, I enjoyed a lot of the atmosphere, the area, and the final the first confrontation with Girahim. So I enjoyed the first dungeon a lot, actually. I thought that was really good.
You know what? That's really fair. The first dungeon was the first one I played, and it was complicated enough that I had to think, but it wasn't so complicated that I had to go online and look at Let's Plays.
Like every single thing relating to the original Zelda.
Oh my god, yes!
Oh man, I've not even made it through one dungeon in the original Zelda, I won't lie.
Oh man, I did it. I think I made it through 2, and then I stopped because I was tired of dying.
That's why
I know, right?
That's why if I want to go back to any of the original NES Zeldas, I always just stick with fucking Zelda 2, because I love that game.
I couldn't get past anything in Zelda 2.
Was Zelda 2 the side-scroller one?
Yeah, it was the mix of it was the top-down overworld side-scrolling gameplay one.
The one where Dark Link is one of Dark Link
is the final boss?
Yes.
Oh, I wanted to play that one too, man.
I think we have access to.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little obsessed with the concept of Dark Link.
Hang on, let me check my Switch a sec. Actually, I'm gonna check the NES one a sec, because I think it's on there. I think it's on.
It is.
Thing.
I'm like 99% sure it is. When it comes to Legend of Zelda, and going back to Zach as someone who hasn't played the game before, what is your biggest hope for the game?
For Skyward Sword specifically? My biggest hope for the game would probably be passable voice acting. Because
there isn't any.
It's very it's very touch and go for the most part from all of the ones that I've played, where there is actual voice acting, and most of it's missing. Some of it hits, like in Breath of the Wild, most of the characters for their voice acting they hit.
You mean like for the little noises that they'll make when you interact with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I think back to Ocarina of Time. What the fuck is that?
Who was that?
That was the courier. No, I'm sorry, no, that was Twilight Princess.
The mailman.
The mailman in Twilight Princess.
That scared the
Yes.
life out of me, I'm gonna be genuinely honest.
Too bad.
Yes it is.
What about-
is on there?
What about for you, Volcar?
For my biggest hope with the remake?
Ye.
Well, I don't see much being changed from the original. I'd say that my biggest hope for the remake is that the motion controls, which I never had a big problem with the motion controls. I know that you don't have to use motion controls if you have a Switch Lite or anything like that. But personally, I like the freedom of motion controls, so I would hope that it's not as stocky, I want to say, where it feels a little too off. Like, I feel like Breath of the Wild could have much better motion controls with the Switch.
I actually want to change my answer slightly. Thinking back to Twilight Princess versus Twilight Princess HD, there were a lot of details that were added that helped expand the lore with the new HD graphics. And I really want to see that happen with Skyward Sword too. Because the lore of the Zelda universe is expansive, but most of it is shrouded in mystery. It's connections that people put together. For example, Skyward Sword, I don't remember what it was called, I'm going to call it the Tree of Life. It made a pseudo-appearance in Breath of the Wild as the only living tree in a desert.
One of the things I will say when it comes to Legend of Zelda is I've heard people give Legend of Zelda a lot of shit, and one in particular, which I don't have a problem with this, I don't have a problem with this person, I'm just talking about the opinion and I want to make that clear. One person in particular said that a lot of what happened with Legend of Zelda was lazy, or not all of this was thought out beforehand. And as a creator, I will say, shit happens. You have to put whatever you make together to make it work properly, but that's not lazy. It's not half-assed. It takes a lot of work to do.
Mm-hmm.
Also, can I just drop a quick shout out to fucking Cameron Bash, who's just decided to fucking rock up into my podcast out of the blue. Much love to that guy. Anyway, go on. Basically, the guy.
But,
he's the guy who runs that show where I have that hacker gimmick that I told you about, Volcar. Basically.
oh, nice. So, Legend of Zelda is definitely, it has a lot going for it. Liam, since I've been asking Zach questions first usually, but since this is a game that all three of us have played,
Since this is my
I gotta ask Liam, what are you excited for, considering we're on the topic of Zelda in general? What are you excited for about Breath of the Wild 2?
Fuck, I don't know. There's so much. Hang on. Sorry, my you know the little rubber seals that are on the stand of my Switch. Yeah, all of them have just come off.
Oh.
Oh, so I mean, what?
Right, so I'm gonna try and put them back on while I talk. Basically, I can't say like. The one thing I'm thinking about is because Al Numa, when he was talking about the game, basically said the tone is going to be going up. From what I've read, it might have been changed, or it might have been just a bad translation, but from what I remember, they said that it's going to be like the tone is going to be like beyond Majora's Mask level of dark.
Ooh, that's actually kind of exciting. Because the Legend of Zelda franchise actually does do dark very well.
Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna see if I hang on a minute, Zach. I'm gonna see if I can mute you on Discord a sec. Hang on, talk a sec.
How's that?
Yeah, you still sound audible through Volcar. Right, okay. Like very audible through Volcar. Right, that sounds fine. Right, so yeah. Basically.
So, what's the point of me being plugged into my mic then? Anyways.
It helps the echo, motherfucker. Right, so, basically, sorry, that was mean. Basically, yeah, I mean, Breath of the Wild was really good enough as is. Like, I liked that there was so much of the game that I did like, already, and I can't see much of it really changing for this one, especially like but I mean, plot wise, when it comes to like, I mean, like I said, when it comes to like dark Zelda games anyway, like I prefer a Majora's Mask where it like has the spirit of what Zelda is, like still has that light-hearted, whimsical tone of adventure rather than yeah, this is going to get into, by the way, fair warning to people who are watching, this is going to be a very continuous thing with me today. I like Twilight Princess, which is just edgy for the sake of being edgy. But I just
Really, but
I see Twilight Princess being closer to exploring the parallels between the Twilight realm and the realm, and Hyrule, also known as the Realm of Light. And it's not actually any different than what was it? Link to the Past, where you had to go into the dark world in order to kill Ganon.
yeah.
It's generally the same. It's the same idea. In fact, I would actually go so far as to say that Link to the Past is darker than Twilight Princess.
Oh yeah, no, and sorry, just to add in with Twilight Princess, it's not as dark as it's not as edgy as it is dark, because when you look at edgy, it's like I don't think of dark when I think edgy. When I think dark, I think maybe like a dark atmosphere or something like that. It's not there for the sake of edge. And one of the things that I would have loved to see is a bit more tie-in between the idea of the Twilight Realm and the realm of and the world of light, or the realm of light.
They're both realms.
Okay. One thing that I actually kind of wonder is Majora's Mask from the Twilight Realm?
I'm just salty we lost Wind Waker 2 for that game. That's why. Because I don't think you guys.
No.
Because I don't think you guys knew about this, but initially, before Twilight Princess was a concept, Aonuma Nintendo did literally have plans to make a direct sequel to Wind Waker instead.
In a manner of speaking, that's Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah, but I mean, like, like a conventional, proper GameCube sequel to the game.
I mean, as much as I understand that, Wind Waker is great in its own right. As much as I could have seen a sequel being done for it, I feel like with the way that it ended, it actually left a lot to the imagination in a really good way. I feel like Twilight Princess gave us a lot of different things that we never would have had otherwise. Like, we never would have met Zant. We never would have understood the Twilight Realm. Some of the ways that Ganon or Ganondorf was banished. I will say, I will never understand Zant.
Actually, Zant is a pretty straightforward character.
That's the problem with me.
Fucking lunatic. That's why.
Yes and no. He wanted to be the ruler. He was obsessed with obtaining power. And he went to Ganondorf in an effort to gain power. And in gaining that power, it twisted his mind. That's why the residents of the Twilight Realm became Shadow Beasts. But what the point I wanted to make that we would not have gotten if it weren't for Twilight Princess was the details behind the mansion on the mountain. You remember that dungeon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are so many theories roaming around about that particular mansion, and that it was actually owned by the Hylian royal family, and an effort to conduct experiments to create the perfect soldiers.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
And all of that can be gathered through minuscule details that are available through Twilight Princess HD. For instance, one of the recurring symbols that you see is the crest of the Hylian royal family.
Actually, there was something I want to talk about later, because I did actually remember this doesn't relate to any like real game, but I do remember an amazing concept design somebody did make for a Zelda game that I think really should be fucking looked into, like 100%. Basically, somebody came up with a concept game of you, instead of playing as Link, you play as somebody that has to replicate Link, but like, I mean, Hero of Time Link. Like, they're basic. Like, the game itself is basically between Ocarina and Wind Waker. Like, literally showing why the fucking Why did I swear then? It was a force of habit.
It's because I'm here.
No, it's from talking to the gremlin often. Anyway, that was me.
I wanna go, because that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I haven't gone myself, Broken, but it does seem like it'd be quite the experience.
Have you been to Zelda Orchestra? I wish I could have gone, Cam. Honestly, I would have loved to, because I did see there was, like I said, there was one in the area, and I was planning on going, and then work got in the way. So,
Damn work.
yeah, I know, but yeah, like I said, the basically like the whole story was that he came up with was literally after Ganondorf's reign of terror in Ocarina's adult timeline, Hyrule basically just slowly recovers itself and has some sort of technological renaissance, essentially. Where
That would have been cool.
Where more closer to the castle the rich live, and outside the poor basically suffer. But in the Link you play as is kind of like basically in a way a kind of rip-off of the Hero of Time. Basically he has to, and basically is taken as a sort of stand-in for the hero, because obviously, you know, Link from that timeline is in the past now. And as he trains further and further, and the Master Sword, and literally the Master Sword refuses access to him. Completely refuses to let him use it. So without the Master Sword, he goes up against that Link goes up against Ganon, and dies, which then leads to the goddesses flooding the land.
The downfall time.
Yes. No, basically, it's
actually
the Wind Waker timeline.
Which actually brings me to a question that you might bring up later. If that ends up being the case, I apologize. Do you think that's actually Ganondorf as the living corpse in the trailers for Breath of the Wild 2?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
Hold on, give me a minute.
Because my personal thought is that that's not Ganondorf, it's Demise. It's just straight up Demise. Because if you think back, spoiler alert for anybody who's not played Breath of the Wild 1, if you think back to after you beat Calamity Ganon and you're going on to fight Beast Mode Ganon, one of the things that Zelda says is that Ganon has basically said, fuck the reincarnation.
It would make sense, only because I looked, but actually, hold on.
So
Looking at the jewelry and what he's wearing, it looks kind of like Wind Waker Ganon.
Yeah.
But
Well, Wind Waker Ganon, Twilight Princess Ganon,
all the same.
All those Ganons are the same individual.
Same individual, but I'm looking at the specific clothes of what iteration this body could be. Because the clothes and the jewelry, I'm gonna send a screen cap in the... Excuse me, thank you. Gonna send a screen cap in our group chat.
Broken, what Zelda game was that? I'm curious.
Let's have a look. Oh.
Sorry, that's why I was trying to make sure we knew it was too broken.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, that's the corpse doing the "I caught a fish in this big" pose. Right, okay. I mean, one of the theories about Breath of the Wild 2 anyway is that you're literally playing as Ganon anyway. So
What?
There's a lot.
I don't see that happening.
No, I don't think so either.
I could definitely see you playing as both Zelda and Link, but not as Ganon. There's no way they would have you play as a final boss unless it was like Hyrule Heroes.
Yeah, I'm looking at the clothes, I'm looking at the jewelry. I don't know of any other iteration of Ganon that dressed like this, but Wind Waker Ganon. Because, yes, Demise wore something kind of similar, but Demise didn't cover his arm. Demise was bare all the way down to his waist.
That also does look like it could have been Ocarina of Time Ganon without the armor.
Possible.
Because what was draped over his shoulder could have been his cape.
It was one of the DS ones, Cam said in the chat, by the way. It said, started in a tree. Remember fighting a goblin with a horn in its head in a volcano. I'm trying to think which one he's thinking of. It might be Phantom. It might be Phantom. I haven't played Phantom in years, so...
If it started in... No, because... It sounds kind of similar, except that Phantom Hourglass starts on a beach. So that could be... Oh, Ocarina of Time 3D. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, that's a great one to start on. That is a fantastic one to start on. I started on OG Ocarina.
Oh yeah, Ocarina of Time was my first Zelda game, but I'm talking about N64.
Same here.
I don't even remember my fucking first... Wind Waker, that's it. It was Wind Waker.
Yeah.
I only ever got to play about 10 minutes of Wind Waker on an old friend's GameCube before my mother had to come and pick me up from them, and I was very salty with her.
Wind Waker, more like Wind Wanker. Anyway.
I'm disowning you.
Anyway. I completely failed that. Oh yeah, also random related. So we completely gotten off of topics because I'm kind of liking the vibe of the more chill, casual conversation that these give off. Actually, I like that vibe today.
Oh yeah.
It's fun for sure.
Did you two know that there was going to be a Zelda Netflix series?
That doesn't shock me.
I'm not looking forward to that. I don't trust it.
Considering that there's already a Netflix adaptation for Castlevania, it doesn't shock me in the slightest.
Oh, don't worry, it was cancelled.
Oh.
It was cancelled by Nintendo itself because it was leaked out. There was word initially.
Yeah, it sounds like something that Nintendo would do.
Like I said, there was words about...
And Nintendo, if you're listening to this, I promise I'm not trying to take a shot at you outside of for the Joy-Cons on the Switch that keep drifting. Please, fix that!
They basically, Nintendo found out that there was going to be a... Nintendo found out that the Zelda series was leaked, so they cancelled that, and there was also going to be a stop-motion claymation Star Fox series as well.
Well, thank God that did not release. Claymation is almost never done well.
But Aardman Animation, they're fantastic.
We're talking to the guy who likes Big Chungus.
But have you not seen fucking Wallace and Gromit, bro? It's fucking great.
My guy.
I'm a British. I'm conditioned to like Clay. I'm conditioned to like Aardman. The Aardman are seriously great though, but yeah, like legitimately, I'm a little bit sad because I would have liked to have seen that, but and I think if they're the right people, they could do it. I mean, like even a bunch of random fans, I think it was like fans like ages and ages ago, did a Link to the Past animated series pilot thing with a lot of really high profile anime voice actors as well in it.
Oh damn.
Like, they got Todd Haberkorn, who was Natsu in Fairy Tail for Link, and I think for Agnim, they got Vic Mignogna.
I know I've heard that name. Where have I heard that name?
Edward Elric, Broly.
Broly? Really?
Like, both the original Z and him in the Super movie.
I will be right back. You're gonna need to turn on your mic.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna unmute
me.
Right, I've unmuted you now. There we go.
Yay, freedom!
You've now been freed from the mute prison. Yeah. I can kind of see.
For like 5 minutes.
In a way, I can kind of see why, because I feel. In a way, it's more stupid in my opinion, but I can kind of see why, because it's more down to the fact that Nintendo has always, even before like they went on their massive like shit fit when it comes to like fan projects and like fan games and all that, they were very secretive when it comes to a lot of their stuff. So I even don't think I'm pretty sure they were pretty fucking livid even with the massive, like, gigantic 2020 leak that Nintendo had, basically, as well.
Yeah, Nintendo seems to like to want to ramp up the suspense.
Which, actually, come to think of it,
And ramp up the excitement.
Relating back around to that, one of the games that was on that Nintendo data leak was Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, actually. I don't remember what they were showing. I'll have to look it up. Okay, I found a Nintendo Wire thing on here about it, so I had to look it up.
Of course.
So they found a couple of beta enemies, including what the beta design for an Octorok would look like. An old look for the Iron Knuckle, apparently. A shitload of items.
Volcar said she's coming back.
Okay, cool. Do you want me
to? So back to prison I go.
Back to your prison, right?
Liam, you'll be in a prison later, my editing slave.
I know. I think one of the
Sounds bad.
What if I am?
Which does remind me, you will get those lyrics of mine before the end of my night.
Okay, cool. Well, okay, cool. I mean, tomorrow anyway, I'm going to be finishing off my song, because I'm literally on the clip editing phase of my next song anyway, so...
Gotcha. And I should be recording those lines tomorrow with you.
Oh, based. Oh, sick, yeah. Oh, also, random advertisement, my next song, Kilgore, based on Arthur Morgan from Red Dead 2, coming out potentially tomorrow. Anyway, back to the zone.
Never do that again.
Back to the zone. Please don't. Oh, you sussy Barker. Anyway, so, sorry.
Is that where we're going with this?
I will leave this fucking call.
Okay.
We're not. I'm
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
But yeah,
that was a throwback to a stream that I did not long ago. It was a Pokemon Omicron randomized Nuzlocke, where I died like 3 times on the stream, and a bunch of my chat was trying to get me to name my starter Ubu Sussy Baka.
For the record, I was trying to condition people away from that, but yeah.
But you decided to torture me with it again just now, so fuck you.
Yeah, that was my fault. But yeah, actually, come to think of it, just speaking of Nintendo being secretive and being anal about fan projects, to be honest, I'm going to set up a discussion about this, because this is so impactful with the franchise as well, and it's one of the most impactful web series of all time, I'll go as far as to say. Nintendo aren't actually that hostile when it comes to some fan projects. Look at Ben Drowned, for example.
That actually became a whole project. It's not just a creepypasta.
No, it's literally a full-blown... It was literally a full... I mean, it ended last year, but it literally became... It started off as a creepypasta and then became this as full-blown of an ARG as it possibly could get. Like, alternate websites, blimmin'... alternate, like, storylines going on that literally tie very close... Surprisingly enough, Jaduzbel has explained that the story itself was always set to basically slowly adapt itself into a real-world similarity to the actual Majora's Mask story itself.
Wow.
It's
I will say...
Yeah, go on.
I remember there was a point where... Okay. This is a thing that I don't like when people say, and this is less about fan-made games and more about the people that are like, oh, just buy the old games when either you don't have access to them. I know that was a problem with PS4, but with Nintendo too, a lot of people were like, just buy the old games, which isn't as much of a problem if you have a Switch and the money for online because you have a lot of old games right there. But then, like, the emulators, they're like, you shouldn't be playing fan games, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Excuse me. Excuse me. Duh. No one's making money off of fucking emulators. Like,
Yeah,
I can't think of anyone that does.
my opinion is if they're playing it off of like something like a Switch emulator, or like maybe or like an emulator of like a Xbox One or PS4, then yeah, fair enough, go for them, block it out, stamp that from existence basically as much as possible. If it's something like an N64, NES, SNES, Game Boy, or what have you, then no, you're not earning any, depending, unless you have those games up as digital, which as far as I'm concerned, depending on specific software, you don't, then no, they're not even, half of their GameCube games they don't even have up, and Super Mario Sunshine wasn't even, we're supposed to be homaging fucking Zelda here, and we just started a rant on the company itself. Like, we need to stop this.
Honestly, this is more about, like, okay, people have such good hearts sometimes, and then they just they don't. Sometimes they have good hearts, and then they do things that they don't realize are kind of problematic, like trying to take away like our emulators. Like, come on. A lot of us don't have the opportunity to go out and buy a game worth hundreds of dollars that, let's face it, if we tried to sell back to the game shop, we'd only get $2 for it.
Gold, silver.
Oh yeah, random note actually. Sorry, we can quickly drop back into the Ben Drown discussion. They did eventually reveal what an actual realistic embodiment of the Ben spirit would look like. Do you want to see it?
Sure, why not?
Oh god.
There you go.
Oh god. I hate this.
It's fucking creepy, isn't it?
Not really.
Well, all I'm gonna say is.
Then again, I'm a former scare actor, so pretty much nothing is creepy to me these days.
Yeah, but literally, you should have seen that when that was airing, because I was watching their segment when that was revealed slowly over time, like at pretty much at this time, at like 2 in the morning, and I was shaking when that was done, because that was one of the most, that hit me. Like, I'm surprised, like, Ben Drowned started off like really scary for me, but like the old videos, like the old original videos, didn't scare me that much. Then chapter 3 came along, and that was fucking horrifying.
Honestly,
I saw on Twitter a couple of copies of Gen 4 games being hundreds of dollars out of store. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, like I was saying, Heart Gold and Soul Silver there, Lemon Lime.
Yeah. Also, hi Lemon.
You can be paying $80, $90, $100 for a used copy of one of those games.
I mean, not to humble brag, but I've got my copy of Soul Silver for like 25 anyway.
I hate you.
I am going to throw an axe at your head.
Well, let me explain myself. I'm not so upset about that because I lost my original copy of Heart Gold that I had since launch. Thankfully, I managed to transfer over my level 100 Infernape that I've had trained since Diamond's launch. Not Diamond, since Platinum's launch, all the way up to my most recent 3DS Pokemon. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, back to fucking Zelda again. Once again, in our continuous trend of constantly changing topics and
actually, in relation to Zelda, but a hypothetical question. Yeah. What would Link's ace Pokemon be if he were a trainer?
Aegislash, easily.
Yes, that.
Okay, what about Zelda's?
That one's a little bit more difficult, but I would probably say either. No, actually, I disagree with that. I would say either Miss Magius or Gardevoir.
I think Gardevoir.
That works, yeah.
I say Miss Magius because it's much more magic based.
And of course, Ganondorf has to have a Dunsparce. No, I'm kidding. He has to have a Gengar.
No, I would actually probably say Infernape, not Infernape, Incineroar.
Possibly.
If we go
Another.
Darkrai.
Go ahead.
Darkrai.
No, you're not that cool, Liam. Stop.
Yes, I am. But no, but all right. I'm just gonna ask because I want to go on a. I promised myself I would do this. I'm gonna start my one. Worst Zeldas. You know where I'm going with this already when I said who's the worst Zelda.
Oh boy.
All right, let me explain. We've already spoken about this in regular VC.
I actually do need to step away for just a minute. I'll be back in probably about 3 to 5.
Okay, no worries.
You're good.
Is he good?
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
He's good.
Okay, cool. Right, so I'm gonna explain. Like, basically, that you said. Basically, we already spoke about this in like another VC we were in like ages ago. I think it was with Ven, wasn't it?
Yes, and here's my thing, right? You are welcome to not like Tetra. I agree, Tetra is not the best. But she's not the worst.
That is.
She's not the worst.
I can agree. That would be Zelda. That would be original. That would be the original Zelda. But yeah, basically.
That's fair. But no, here's the thing about Tetra. I'm not going to chastise you for disliking her, because she is kind of a bitch. I personally do like her. I like that she was different from the norm and still an iteration of Zelda. Could she have been done better? Absolutely, she could have. But for me, my most disliked Zelda, she's not the worst, but my least favorite at all is Skyward Sword. For a while, it was actually Breath of the Wild Zelda until you see the flashbacks.
I was
And then...
Skyward Sword Zelda, actually, myself, and explain myself later, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, you're welcome to like her, too. My issue with her is... I feel like so much more could have been done. She started off like with so much personality and then lost all of it. And it's not because she's a vessel. She was still capable of feeling emotion, but instead of going through the normal, I'm losing my life, I'm a vessel, a war's going to happen, everyone I know and love could die. She's like, Link, I'm sealing myself in a crystal and you need to plant a tree. Like,
of course. Is that why wouldn't that be the first thing you think of doing?
Like,
I see the Mr. Beast strategy still works about 1,000 years ago.
I know, right?
Plant
but
tree,
no,
earn money. Go on.
But no, it's not that Skyward Sword Zelda was bad, but Skyward Sword Zelda definitely could have been better because I would have loved to see more emotion. You know who my favorite character in Skyward Sword, one of my top 3 actually is?
Groose.
Groose. And it's because he went from being such an asshole to being so caring and putting his pride aside that he's not the hero, still feeling emotion, actually being useful. Like, I am here for it. Yes, I'm here for it. Let's go.
Look at basically what I typed in the chat is what is true to words. Okay, now you
God
see
damn it. God damn it, Liam.
The Groose is loose. But literally, all right. So I was gonna
wait. I'm sorry. I just said your name. I'm sorry.
No, everybody knows my fucking name on this channel anyway. Fuck it. But I don't really give a shit. But basically, now here's my thing with Zelda. With that Zelda, it's not what she does. It's
the word Chad makes me laugh. Anyway, sorry.
I know. This is gonna be honest. Like, you're gonna argue with me on this, and I know that, and that's fine. I like a conversation about something, but like, my thing with this Zelda is not necessarily like what she does. It's the fact that when you start the game, and I felt this honestly when I started on HD earlier today. You see the genuine connection between Link and Zelda in this game. It's not literally. It's not like, oh, they just immediately they're nothing. It's nothing more than just a task now. No, you can see a genuine reason to care already at the start, just from how close of a connection both of them already have.
Right, and sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's fine. And it's just through like everything that happened, like already, like you can see just how genuinely charming they are, how genuinely charming their friendship is, literally as a whole, from not just the start of the game, but just to like even throughout. And you can see, and like unlike with and this is going to be kind of controversial opinion, unlike with like most other Zelda games where it's literally just either it's like just where Zelda needs to be rescued, and it's literally just like the kind of, in a way, like the generic rescue princess save world lol kind of thing. With Skyward, you have a genuine reason to want to save Zelda, like literally somebody who has been around that Link for like as long as she has. Like there is
I miss you guys while I'm back.
Oh, hello. Like, but there's clear reasons to care. There's clear reasons to actually give a shit. That's why I like that Zelda so much. Not just so much for what she does, but so much for just the connection that's already there between the two.
Which Zelda is this?
Skyward Sword Zelda.
Okay.
And you know what? That's valid. I'll give you that. Looking at that relationship is really cool. For me, I look more into a character than I probably should, but that's because when you look at all the other Zelda games, not all of them, but some of the other Zelda games, especially more recent ones, you see so much more personality and actual like emotions from Zelda that were just lost in Skyward Sword. And again, I'm sorry, but I do prefer Tetra's bitchy, confused attitude to Skyward Sword Zelda's, I'm going to lock myself in a gem now. Please go plant a tree. Like...
So you need to make that a meme. You need to make like an actual meme. But literally, it's just my thing with Tetra. I was gonna get into this earlier, but my thing with Tetra always has been like, it was. I know she's a pirate. Like, she's a pirate, and in any other case, if you're a pirate, you shouldn't show weakness in front of anybody. Like, even if they're
unless you're Nami from One Piece.
Unless you're Nami for One Piece, and you can just be a bit. No.
Nami is the exception. I'm tweeting that right now. Hold on.
No, I'm not. Fair enough. I was gonna go into a diss track on Nami, then I remembered she gets so much better later. But yeah.
She really is. Like, this was actually something I saw on Twitter. One of my friends is actually getting into One Piece after pestering him for literal months. He tried to choose Bleach over One Piece. Now now he's reading the manga, and he was like, okay, Nami's kind of a bitch. Then he got to the arc that she gets better, and he's like, okay, I apologize.
That was me, like, initially. Sorry, we're gonna get back to Zelda in a sec, guys, by the way, just for the record. But
anime will forever consume us.
Yeah, but like essentially, like even when I was starting to watching One Piece, which I will get back to, like Nami was my #1 worst character in the whole fucking show. Just as out of everybody, I like the villains more than her. That says something. And I think
she got so much better.
Even the Drum King.
Drum King.
The one that eats everything. And then his body morphs to encompass what it is that he ate. Like, if he were to eat a cannon, he would sprout a cannon. The arc where we met Chopper.
Oh, I wasn't there for that one. And I don't think Liam is there either yet.
No.
But he does like Nami now.
Captain?
Yeah, oh yeah. But like I said, he's my literal point. But that's my point with Tetra, as I was going to get into later anyway. Like, Tetra... Like, obviously with a pirate, you shouldn't show weakness even in front of your allies, unless they're like family or something. Then there's no weakness then the weakness that you show will inflict that on your crewmates as well. But just because you shouldn't show weakness doesn't mean you should be a piece of shit. That's my...
No. Here's the thing, though. Especially in that kind of situation, the problem is the fact that, especially now, like in this day and age, kindness is seen as weakness. Imagine back then when everything was going to literal shit.
Oh yeah,
you cannot be kind. You cannot be polite. You will have all the problems in the world unless you're Beetle. I don't know why Beetle gets a pass. Can we talk about why Beetle gets a pass? Can we talk about Beetle kicking you off his skyship in Skyward Sword if you don't buy anything?
Yeah, that
he will literally drop you through a full panel. I'm not kidding. He'll drop you through a full panel.
I forgot he did that actually. I know, but
I remember way too easy.
Yeah,
and then he's like, "Oh, you need to buy this for me."
Beetle is amazing at every game he shows up.
I mean,
oh yeah.
To be fair, I bought.
I actually love his appearance in Phantom Hour. You could just find him sailing around in his ship, doing his own thing. He's so excited to see you. You buy enough shit from him, and you get yourself a membership card, which will knock down the prices. And then that just keeps building. I thought that was a good one.
Yeah, but literally, I'm just gonna say, like, with it, Skyward Sword.
I'm sorry for my dog.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. I keep forgetting to mention about how your dog's doing. By the way, like.
He's doing pretty good.
Sorry, I'm gonna do the meme.
Except for today, where he's been a grumble like all day.
Hang on, I'm gonna do the meme. Hey, yo, what the dog doing? No, sorry. Go on.
I hate you.
There you go. But no,
I will set you on fire.
Yeah, I probably will. But like I say,
who are you, Loki?
Probably.
Who are you, Loki?
Probably is.
No, I'm someone who likes fire. For instance, I'm holding a lighter.
Oh God.
That's gonna end in disaster. But like playing Skyward Sword, I went into the shop and just randomly like I know it originated from this game, but the Bazaar music played, and I was walking through just like gonna go get myself a shield from the Bazaar. Always, because I spend so much time in it, I keep thinking of my mind keeps thinking that wait, maybe am I actually playing Hyrule Warriors here?
I need to pick that thing back up.
It's so good. I love Hyrule Warriors so much.
It absolutely is great. I just haven't picked it back up.
Yeah. I mean, right now, if I was to go back to Hyrule Warriors anyway, because I've played so much of Definitive Edition on the Switch, I'd need to go back to Age of Calamity, to be honest, more.
Okay, can I just say?
Okay.
What is your favorite race in the Zelda series? The Zoras, the Gorons, the Hylians, I hate you.
Too bad you ain't got any.
Fucking boy.
Or like what is your favorite out of them? Because there are a couple more that I know I'm forgetting the names of, but like the bird people, the Rito. What is wrong with me?
I don't know. I've been asking that for 3 years.
Okay, hold on. I gotta ask: are the Gerudo just female Hylians that are strong, or are they actually their own?
They are technically their own race, since Gerudo is a separate country from Hylian.
Like how the Gorons have Death Mountain and the Zoras have the river, or like Ocarina of Time based. Like, okay.
I'd say they're basically like Amazonians in a way.
Bruh.
They are based off of a combination of the Amazonians and nomadic desert tribes.
Yep.
For me, I think if I can't pick one, if I had to pick one, it would be a tie between the Gerudo and the Zoras.
I'd say the same for me, except replace the Zoras with Gorons.
Of course you would.
I like the rock people. They're awesome.
This is just weird because for me, it's the Gerudo and the Rito.
That's
All three of us have chosen the Gerudo, but
no one wants the Hylian.
person was the fish people.
Side down.
The Hylians are like the fucking Mayo of the goddamn Hyrule, though. Let me be real. But yeah, like the Gerudo. I don't. I don't know why I said that, but.
Hold on, I'm tweeting that now. Hold on.
Please do. But like, I mean, I know why we all chose the Gerudo anyway, because of literally how impactful their story is to pretty much every single Zelda game. Like, literally, the main antagonist of the entire franchise is of that race. So, like, don't forget that.
The Mayo.
They are, though.
Mayo.
They're so fucking
The
generic.
Mayo. You're generic.
You really are.
No, I'm not.
Really?
Bitch, please.
It's so funny.
Your edits aren't generic. Your edits aren't generic, but you are.
Fucking you. But yeah, like.
And retweet.
But yeah, like literally, like that's the whole reason why I think so. Why I think even all of us are like by all of us consistently chose the Gerudo because of the fact that they literally have as heavy an impact on pretty much nearly every Zelda game they appear in. Like, and again, like I said, especially because of the fact that the main antagonist of the whole franchise is of that race.
And
For me, it's not actually Ganondorf. That's the reason I like the Gerudo. It's actually Kotaka and Koome.
Okay.
that is a good one for me. It's Urbosa. As
That's a good.
as weird as it might sound, Urbosa is a lot of what I want to be. I want to be strong like her, but I want to be caring like her. Because from what I understood, Urbosa was not one of the sexist ones. She just valued strength more than gender.
Strength and honor.
Yep, strength and honor. And I can respect the fuck out of that. I wish I had that body though. Like, for real. And I know I could get that body, but at the same time, I'm lazy, so.
So long as you followed the path of a true warrior, you had the respect of Urbosa.
Urbosa was one of the absolute best. Who is the worst character in Legend of Zelda that's notable? Like the Seven Sages or a helper. Don't say Navi as a joke, even though Navi was annoying. Hey, look, listen.
I had is it concerning that I actually had had a slight twitch coming out of this eye as you said that?
Yes.
Like a very,
Yes.
like I had a slight intent urge to kill for just like a split second.
Listen.
For me, I would probably, honestly, have to say, oh God, what was the owl's name?
Raru or Raru.
That was his human form.
Kapora Gabora.
Yes, him. I hate it.
Why does he need to have such a complicated name?
He, in the grand scheme of things, was utterly pointless.
Yeah, I can agree. Can I say also as well? I remember seeing I remember seeing like one of those listening to like a guy read one of those really shit creepypastas.
Oh God, crappy pastas.
Based on Ocarina of Time, and one of them made mention that a specific button press made to decapitate Mido. And can I just say my opinion on Mido resembles this guy when he just said, when it comes to killing Mido, it's about fucking time.
Yeah.
Mido definitely does need to die.
Mido, whatever.
But
We need to stop.
Rudo's worse.
is already dead. He's a Raru.
Already dead?
Raru is Kapora Gabora is the avian form of Rauru, the sage of light.
No, I'm trying not to make a Fist of the North Star reference here because you just said already dead.
Umbai wo mo shinderu.
Nani? Anyway, basically, the actual characteristics of pretty much everybody in Ocarina of Time is like I haven't really spoken of this to you guys yet, especially whenever we speak of Zelda. But the manga, the characters are so much better in that. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I actually picked up the manga about 10 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know,
It was amazing.
You know they've released one for Twilight now.
Really?
Yeah, Link gets his arm cut off.
Again?
Oh my god. You watched the trailer for Breath of the Wild 2, right?
Yeah, but like legitimately, you see the severed arm floating in the water as well. That's what I'm talking about.
So it's not like a corrupted arm, it's an actual you lost your fucking arm, my guy.
No, like literally his arm got sliced off. It's brutal. They fucking went. It's kind of gone back and enhanced the kind of edgy dark rather than like whimsical dark like Majora has, even though the Majora's Mask manga is still really
Majora's Mask is a whole different ball game because of one thing and one thing alone. I have never seen so much joy 3 days before everything's going to fucking die.
Oh, I know.
Like, I've never seen it.
I know. The only thing I could compare that to is the 3 days before January 1st, 2020.
But even then, that one was pretty clearly a hoax.
No, no.
There have been a lot of end of the world hoaxes.
No, I'm not talking about end of the world hoax. You're missing my point I'm making here when I say that I've never seen so much joy 3 days before January 1st, 2020. You know what kind of a year 2020 was?
No, I don't. Not at all.
Yeah, we've kind of just erased that. It's
Yeah,
non-canon to the manga.
It's not
They're all just filler episodes, right?
it was a filler arc, but yeah, basically, it was like the Garlic Junior arc in Dragon Ball. No one cares, but yeah. But yeah, like there's a I'm trying to think what else now. One of the I could say I could ask you guys what your least favorite Zelda game is, just to add some controversy to this.
Can we include games we've never played?
Out of all the ones you've played.
Out of all the ones I've played.
Just in the interest of fairness.
That's a little bit more difficult because my answer would have immediately otherwise have been Spirit Tracks.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I've yet to play it.
I think for you, A Link Between Worlds would probably be your least favorite.
Really?
Not really.
I thought you didn't really like how easy it was.
I mean, yeah, it was easy in comparison to what it was based off of, but that didn't make it a bad game. Because if it did, then the crown would have gone to Phantom Hourglass.
Fair enough.
For me, if I had to pick, I'd have to say, and keep in mind, this isn't me saying that the games are bad. Out of all the ones I've played, there are so many good ones. I don't think I have played a bad one. I think
Just go off your least favorite then.
my least favorite would probably be... I haven't played as many Zelda games as you guys have. It would either be Hyrule Warriors or Link Between Worlds. And it's not that they're bad. I didn't enjoy them as much as I did Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. I just didn't.
You slandered
For
you slandered the great name of Tecmo Koei. You must now die. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay.
For me, it would probably be either the Oracle games, because don't get me wrong, they were great, but they also just their timing was just wonky as fuck, at least to me. Or as much as I love the game, Phantom Hourglass. Because I do with Phantom Hourglass, I love that they built away from the Master Sword, and they had a new relic that was meant to defeat this new unheard of boss. But the new unheard of boss, 2 out of the 3 fights you have against them are just literally they're simple. For one, it's hit the tentacle eyes with an arrow. For another, it's hit the tentacle eyes with a cannon. The third one is stop time, then slash the eye with the Phantom Sword.
That's fair.
Can I mention one of the? This is going to sound weird. One of my favorite things about Ocarina of Time, completely out of the blue, but I want to gush over my first Zelda game for a minute.
Okay, then.
One of the things I love about Ocarina of Time is the fact that you can. Hyrule Warriors is still one of the Zelda games and is canon in the timeline, which is the only reason why I bring it up. It's if I remember correctly, it was at least
Age of Calamity is canon.
But isn't Age of Calamity a direct sequel to Hyrule Warriors? Prequel, my bad.
Yeah,
that's weird. But anyway, Hyrule Warriors, while it does have a completely different setup, I've enjoyed games like Hyrule Warriors before. Like, I've enjoyed Samurai Warriors and stuff like that. So it's not like I just don't like that game style. I do. I just did not like the way that Hyrule Warriors did it, especially with some of the additional features that they tried to include. I couldn't really figure out personally, and doing research didn't help me. It felt a bit too confusing. Overall, the game was not a bad game. It didn't measure up to some of the other games I'd played in that style, and it didn't really work with like the other Zelda games I had played. That's why I rate it as low as I do. A Link Between Worlds, just I didn't enjoy it or have that feeling that I did with any of the others. But with Ocarina of Time, I'm going to say this. I love how you can choose to speed run a boss or take your time and actually go through the fight. I love that you have that choice.
Yeah.
Goma,
I accidentally speedrun every time.
yeah, Goma, it's hard not to speedrun Goma.
The meme in me is trying to not make the joke.
I swear to God, child. No.
Sorry.
Again, you don't have them.
Alright, so first, fuck you. Second off, I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna say what my least favorite is. Funny enough, like, I do like all of them, and I would say the original, but that seems like a too easy target, personally. So I'm gonna go a little bit off wild here with this, because initially, if you asked me ages ago, I was gonna say A Link to the Past, because that is just because while I like it, it's. I don't know.
It is fucking difficult.
It's the second hardest Zelda game I've ever played.
What's the first?
What's the first?
I'm giving her a look because it should be obvious. We talked about it not long ago.
Okay.
The first one.
Oh, right.
Oh, you fucking doof. But yeah, basically, but I was gonna say that, but I've been playing it a lot recently in the lead up to HD's release, and I've been loving my time with it. Honestly, like, I regret my negativity towards it. I would say definitely it's in top 5 now from what I've been playing of it so far. A Link Between Worlds, I do legitimately love also. I do love it. I actually like it more personally. Like, there's a lot of stuff I enjoy about it as well compared to some other games.
I love that A Link Between Worlds has elements of the Oracle games in tandem with elements of A Link to the Past.
Yeah. I don't want to say what I actually, because I just realized what it might actually be, and I don't want to say it.
Say it. Say it. Say it.
Twilight.
There's something wrong with you, my guy.
May I ask why? Hold on. Wait. Oh, hey. Why?
Basically, like I said, there's many different things that kind of gets, like I said, it was kind of like, with Skyward Sword, I felt, well, like, it depends on, like, how I feel about a game while I'm playing. With Breath of the Wild, I felt, hang on, sorry, I'm trying to balance a sneeze right now.
Feel that?
Up there.
Okay, I'm fine now. With Skyward Sword, I understood why I was enjoying my time with the game, and especially like everything from like the world and all that. With Twilight Princess, it was kind of like a mixture of I didn't like the atmosphere it was giving off. It was putting me to sleep, to be honest with you, actually. The characters, some of the characters were amazing. Like Midna was fucking great, obviously. I'm gonna say that just for a fact. And I will hear none of your nonsense anti-Midna scenarios.
I agree with that. Midna's amazing. Jinx.
Oh, fuck you. But literally, it's just.
No, and I mean that. Midna is the best companion character.
Yeah. I mean, I love Midna, but it's just. In a way, as well, and this might be just me being a simpleton. Shut up, Audrey. Don't say a word. But
You are, but
yeah, I know. But I didn't like. It seemed to go, but for me personally, it was kind of starting to feel like, and like I said, this was just me from memory of when I last played it. It kind of felt like it was slowly somewhat going back to the original Zelda's guide game, like, syndrome a little bit. Which, after the previous game, Wind Waker, was, like, you really didn't need a guide to know where you're going, like, you just basically, but you also, it didn't make it easy to find where you were going. For Twilight to kind of go back into the guide game mode, kind of regressed significantly. Plus also, I'm gonna say this isn't a sample reason why I dislike it. It has my least favorite Zelda in it personally. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so as much as I get your points with the atmosphere, because the atmosphere, that's fair. It's not like it was holding your hand. There were times where I actually got lost and needed a guide in order to get through certain parts of the game. So it's not like it's unwarranted, and it's not like it's constricting you so much that you can't do anything at all. I understand why it would feel that way coming off of Wind Waker, which is more of an open world kind of a deal. And I give you credit for, like, that's fair, but Twilight Princess was not that bad.
No.
As for the Zelda thing, I'm actually going to talk about Zelda here because you and I have always had this point of contention with Twilight Princess Zelda where you feel, I think you had told me in the past, she was cold and uncaring.
No, my philosophy was every single Zelda has some sort of emotion, whether it be shown through the text and through, like, the characteristics. This Zelda felt like a robot. That's more where I was. That's kind of in a way.
But that's okay. But that's how Skyward Sword Zelda ended up turning out. She starts off as one thing, and then as a character, just becomes a robot. She has no actual emotion. It's just, I'm gonna go through the motions of doing this because it's my destiny, and I'm not gonna feel anything. Plant a tree. But with Legend of Zelda, like with Twilight Princess especially, what is Zelda supposed to do? She's hopeless. She can't do anything. She's stuck in a tower. It's not that she's unfeeling, but another point that I bring up is the fact that she saved Midna. She gave up every last bit of energy she had to save Midna showing her compassion and the fact that she did care. She showed sympathy for Midna and Midna's situation and was so she was so human that
This is where I disagree. I don't think that Twilight Princess Zelda is hopeless. I think she's determined. She's got her gaze fixed on two specific goals: restoring Midna and restoring her kingdom.
You-
So
you know
anything that is trivial in that pursuit would be in essence thrown to the wayside for this particular Zelda. I think that this is, insofar as willpower is concerned, the strongest of the Zeldas, but also I do agree with Liam in that she can be a fair bit one note.
Yeah. Sorry.
What did I miss?
I had to. I'm sorry.
What did I miss?
I'll send it. I'll send
okay,
it to you
so
in-
one of the things
I'll send
one
it
of
to
the
you in
things-
games.
one of the things in Skyward Sword is, and this is something that I don't like about Zelda's personality, you'll play it yourself and find out. She loses her personality, and one of the things that happens by the time you catch up to her again is, I'm gonna seal myself in a crystal, stop Demise from being resurrected. But by the way, and this is a plot device used by the time travel thing, plant a tree.
Plant a tree.
Plant a tree.
I
And
was making this while you were away because I thought of the meme immediately as you were talking about that, and I was like, I know what I must do to fulfill my destiny now. But yeah, just to get back to what, like I said, the silent faceless things. Like, yeah, I can see where everybody's coming from and why they love the game so much, and just like why
Yeah,
everything
and
works.
I'm sorry for making that joke so aggressively. That was unfair of me. I don't feel like Zelda, like, you don't like Twilight Princess, and that's fair. I don't feel like some of your points were as understandable, but we have different tastes.
Yeah.
I don't believe that this Zelda is the worst, but then again, as we discussed, original Zelda is the worst because it's from she's from the first game.
Here's
So
here's the thing, though. I don't hate Twilight Princess Zelda because I can see so.
no, you
much-
hate Tetra.
Oh yeah, fuck Tetra. But no, I can see why there's so much. I can see all the goods that Twilight Princess does. I can see it's there. I can see, like, in terms of, I love the the music is incredible for the game as well. Like, I love the world of just how big Hyrule is as a whole in this one as well, and just how genuinely fucking alive it can feel sometimes. But like, I don't see. But the thing is, a lot of that doesn't kind of keeps me away from really enjoying the game in a way. Like, I've tried 3-4 different times to go back to it to try and play it again, just to really get into it and to really enjoy playing it. Each time I always drop. And it's a random
What
point.
is it that's making you drop? Is it because you feel like you have to like it?
Kinda. It's kinda.
Here's the thing.
So my advice there would be, play it just to see the ending, because the ending is powerful.
Oh yeah, the ending broke me. The ending
The
broke
ending
me.
broke me.
Me.
Yeah, I have been playing through it again as a part of the GameCube version, and I've been trying. I do want to like this game. I really do want to like it as well. That's the thing. But I am, like, really struggling. I'm struggling so hard.
Don't try to, like, just take the game in, and that way the further in you get, the more information you have. I mean, that's why I start watching some of the anime that I do, because I already hate them going into it, but I want to have concrete points about why I hate it. For example,
Hunter x Hunter.
I was gonna say Food Wars.
You hated Food Wars going in?
Yes.
Really?
And I only like it for the memes right now.
Did we just jump back?
That's literally it.
Erina,
Because literally every single episode is, okay, who's gonna get a foodgasm today?
my problem with it isn't even the foodgasms, because frankly, I don't mind it as much as I thought I would. My problem is the fan base and how simpy they are over Erina when she's not that great of a character. Like, completely unrelated, Liam watched Food Wars, so we can talk about this later.
Oh,
but
yeah.
also continue watching One Piece, you twit.
I have so much stuff I need to watch. But yeah, I'll probably watch that while I'm editing, actually.
I watched JoJo's because of you and Zach. You need to watch One Piece now.
Okay. Yeah, I will do. Don't worry. But, we get off track again.
Sorry.
We always get off track.
That's fine.
But no, Legend of Zelda is one of the best franchises that Nintendo has ever released. And I'm curious what's going to happen after Breath of the Wild 2, considering the idea that that's going to be the end. Like, obviously not the end of the games necessarily. They can come up with a whole bunch of different games to put in different little plot lines and whatnot. But, like, what's going to happen after that? Yeah, it, like, because at the same time, it's like, will something new happen to spark a new franchise, a new, like, thing of the series? Because looking at, like, Super Metroid, for example, or the Metroid series, supposedly Dread is going to be the last installment in the Metroid timeline. And that's going to be fucking weird.
Yeah, I remember that. I actually remember about that they said that pretty much that I mean, that was always going to be that. I think that was always going to be the case anyway, but and it took so long for that game to come out. It took so long.
Yep.
Well, we'll get into our Metroid discussion and hopefully in October when we do a fucking Geek Haven on goddamn Metroid.
And I would love to be a part of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definite offer there, but all I'm gonna recommend also on a random note to everybody watching this, even some of everybody watching this, read the Zelda manga, like genuinely.
Yes.
Like,
yes. 100%.
I need a place to read manga that's not illegal.
You can find it, but basically none of them.
There's an app that lets you read a lot of the Shonen Jump anime for, I think it's $2.99 a month.
I'll think about it.
Basically, none of them are canon. Like, none of these stories that they show are canon, but the personality drops they give to pretty much so many different characters that had barely any in the original adaptations.
Hold on. What did I just see on my timeline? Hold up.
What did you just see? Was it?
I'm not gonna go into it because it's Dragon Ball spoilers that I don't want to give, but
was it a tree?
What I'm seeing, huh?
Was it a tree?
Was it a tree?
No, it wasn't a tree.
Disappointment.
Plant a tree, plant a tree.
Oh wait, no, it's probably not that. Just DM me what it is. But yeah, like I remember even then, like a lot of the like I said, a lot of the mangas adapt
Manga, I swear to God.
Shut up. Like, a lot of the manga adapts so much of various different things and fill in a lot of plot holes, and in some cases explain actual reasons within the games why stuff is happening, like why everybody that Link sees looks like people they know, pretty much. But it's made it a little bit more clearer
Well, so that kind of makes me wonder: is Ganon not just torturing them, but torturing an entire kingdom of people, having them reincarnated over and over again?
I mean, Ganon's pretty much. I mean, I think if I remember correctly, around the time of wasn't Ganon executed?
Yes and no. He was
Sealed.
supposed to be executed at the beginning of Twilight Princess, but survived it thanks to the Triforce of Power.
Yeah.
I remember.
He can
At
be
the end of Ocarina, he was
sealed away.
sealed away in the Sacred.
Now, I will say this. While it's not impossible for Ganon to die in body, his spirit will live on. So, but the amount of times we've seen Malon, the amount of times that we've seen Beetle, the amount of times that we've seen so many different characters, like, those are just my main two examples. It cannot be a coincidence at this point. It's like,
Coincidence? I think not.
yes, you are not.
Hit him, please.
No.
What, you guys don't like my Incredibles reference?
I don't feel like getting into a fight with him right now.
I get incredible.
Yeah, because I'll win.
Oof. Anyway. Please don't get into a fight while we're doing a live stream. But yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of I think if you look in the right stores, you could probably find the manga like really.
You know what else I want?
Yeah, a lot of bookstores have them. What's that?
This is something that I've been saying for a while, so I'm sorry if people are tired of hearing me say this. I want my Hyrule Compendium. Give me.
Yeah, the Hyrule Compendium is a fantastic guide to a lot of the established lore, but it won't. But that only encompasses about half of it.
I know, but it would be really nice to have. Also, it looks really pretty.
Oh. Apparently, I didn't realize this because I've not really looked up much about it. But apparently, Himikawa, the person who did the Zelda mangas, did one for Skyward Sword as well.
That doesn't shock me.
Apparently, it was a prequel to the game in Hyrule Historia. Which I still
Hyrule Historia, that's what it is.
Which I still haven't got yet, and I remember somebody pretty much said
it is $25 on Amazon right now.
Anima?
Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Amazon.
I said Amazon.
Amazon.
Right.
Amazon.
26 for free shipping. It looks like.
Sounds like a Dragon Ball film.
Oh no, that's the encyclopedia. Wait, there's also arts and artifacts.
Mm-hmm. There are 3 big guidebooks to the Legend of Zelda franchise.
Well, I want them all.
The irony,
and that would be like
altogether, you're looking at about 75 before tax and shipping.
The irony that they're all green, blue, and red as well.
That's the point.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, hold on. So hold on.
I'm going to actually send you the poster I put up, and I'm going to let you take a look and figure out why it tortures the Volcar.
But like, the encyclopedia is blue. The arts and artifacts is red. The Hyrule Historia is green. I only just realized that. Oh my god. I'm dumb.
I thought you were roasting me for that comparison, only realizing that myself as well.
I will constantly roast you, but not for things that I make mistakes for either.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm aware.
Alright, I will be right back.
Yeah, we're going to be going a few more stuff anyway, then I'm going to be going to bed anyway, because it's literally 3 a.m. now. But yeah, what would you, so just real random question, what, if you had the option to make literally any Zelda game as sort of like either like a prequel, a sequel, or like their own original Zelda game in its own timeline, what would you do anyway?
Honestly, I don't know. I would love to see something after Breath of the Wild 2. I want to see something more from Zelda's perspective. Because while Link isn't weak and does not need to be weak, Zelda is very strong and has shown she's capable and strong in the past. I understand that her Triforce piece is very important, the Triforce of Wisdom, especially because people who have the Triforce of Power, like Ganon, don't necessarily need the extra courage. However, at the same time, it provides that extra sense of danger that I would love to feel.
So I'm going to add on to that. When we see you, Ganon, with the Triforce of Power, we saw how strong he was. This was, of course, in A Link Between Worlds. But think about how much stronger he got when he absorbed the Triforce of Wisdom. The abilities of the Triforce of Wisdom have not really been gone over very much. We've seen what the Triforce of Courage does, which is increasing endurance and increasing your reaction timing. Or improving your reaction, rather. And we've seen that the Triforce of Power grants, well, power and practical indestructibility. But we don't really know what the Triforce of Wisdom does outside of granting insight.
And I feel like there could be more to it, considering how much Zelda is usually kept on the sidelines. And it's not like she's weak, because she's not. My thing is, I just genuinely think there's more to the Triforce of Wisdom. There has to be.
I'm gonna drop in the. I'm gonna drop what I want to see. Hang on, I'm gonna drop. What I want to see come back. There you go. This is what I want to see come back.
Oh Lord, I'm scared now.
This is like a 50% troll, basically.
Bruh.
That's real, by the way.
Ignore it.
That was a real concept, by the way. But yeah. For real, I already said what I wanted. What Zelda game I want to see personally, which is literally a like that intercall between Ocarina's child timeline, not Ocarina's child timeline, Ocarina's adult timeline, and Wind Waker. Like,
I do want to see a sequel to a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild 2. That if Breath of the Wild 2 is the one that ends it, I would want to see this from Breath of the Wild 2. Then I want to see a final showdown between Link and Damai.
Yes.
yeah, that works. I just feel like even with like the lore that it told in like I'm gonna plug a YouTuber who I've had no connection or speak with. So a person called Sunflower, who does random like videos and also does a few of those like iceberg videos as well, and who are really goddamn funny. It's really funny as well. Did one a while ago of Zelda. A lot of them were really weird, but then he mentioned about that Zelda game and gave his own like deeper concept behind how the game would work and like everything and all that. And that was what I kind of based. That was that idea. The idea that I gave of it was his, and I will give credit to him for that, because that was it was so much perfect. And it would explain why pretty much they said the hero disappeared and then the land flooded. So like a fake hero would still kind of keep to the continuity of like Link still disappeared. But it would also kind of basically tell why it was flooded instead, and why literally nobody bothered to stop Ganon, because somebody did and they failed.
Yeah. It's interesting. Definitely interesting. Legend of Zelda has so many different possibilities at this point, and I'm very excited to see where Nintendo goes with them. We've been on stream for about an hour and a half. Is there anything else that we want to discuss?
1 hour 30 minutes. You got anything, Zach?
No?
I don't have anything in mind. The only other thing I really want to talk about is I'm gonna keep with invested interest on Breath of the Wild 2, because literally that could be anything at this point, and I don't know what.
You know what I want to see?
Yeah.
There were, I don't know if they were official sketches. It looked like they were, and I don't remember if they were. But it was like, because of the giant like sets of bones that we see. One of the things that I would love to see somehow, some way, is having those giant creatures somehow used or like alluded to, or like explain what happened to them, please. I would very much like to know.
Or even fight skeletal versions of them.
Exactly, because that would be really, really cool. And I feel like it would add an element to the game that they might feel like they might be missing if it looks like, if they're going to go down the dark route, which it looks like they are slowly going down that road again. What is, if you could choose for Zelda and another game to cross over, what would it be?
I don't know.
Well, I think you already know my answer.
Golden Sun?
Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls. Of course, Elder Scrolls. What else would it be?
I'm sorry, my mind goes to Golden Sun instantly. I'm you now.
Yes. Yes, legitimately.
Golden Sun is amazing, but what I want to see, what I would want to see, less as a full-on collaboration and more of Easter eggs. I'd love to see Fire Emblem Easter eggs in Legend of Zelda and vice versa. I don't know why I feel like that would be so kind of cute and all that.
I think as a hybrid game, that would still work.
Really?
Because don't forget that various forms of magic do exist in the Fire Emblem universe. There are various mage classes. So, for instance, Ganondorf. What is Ganondorf? He's a
Dark Mage?
sorcerer. That is actually a classification of the Dark Mage line in the Fire Emblem universe. Zelda is a mage type character. She would be able to follow those lines. Link would likely be able to follow the class line of the Ranger, because he is a swordsman, a bowman, and a rider.
That's fair. Oh, there we go. I feel like it would definitely be interesting to see. One of the things that I want to see with, this is something that I want to be brought back, but I don't see it being brought back, is, do you remember in Ocarina of Time, you had the spells?
Furor's Wind and all that, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see that again. I know it probably won't be a thing, but I would love to see that again. That was one of my favorite aspects of Ocarina of Time.
The magics were actually more prevalent in the earlier games. Like, for instance, we were talking about The Legend of Zelda 2. There are a lot of various spells in that game that allow you to do really bizarre things, like summon thunderstorms or turn yourself into a fairy. In fact, it looked like Dark Link was its own spell. That the final obstacle that was supposed to serve as the final obstacle to test the hero's worthiness.
Yeah. I mean, I was just gonna say anyway, like your fusion thing. The one I was literally about to say has already been said, because I was thinking, like, I don't know what I would think, and then Fire Emblem immediately popped into my mind, and I was like, oh my god, yes. And then you said
it would definitely be able to work.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see it. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm running on fumes right now. It is 3:10 in the morning, and
I understand.
I think that's what she brought up, how long we've been on the podcast.
Yeah. All right. So I'm actually, even though we've been going a lot, we've been going longer than we have the past 3 episodes, and I'm really happy about that, because I was gonna see if we could have made this a longer one today. We're gonna see if we can try and do maybe another special in the future. Hopefully, we can see if we can do a Metroid one for around.
I'd love that.
Around the time of Dread's launch, and yeah, we'll see if we can get Cannibliss on again for that one.
Well, thank you so much for having me on to begin with. All you've got to do to get me on any of these is just ask me and maybe schedule it out. But the scheduling is in and of itself is amazing since the short one over there kind of sprung this on me at near the last minute.
Yeah. We'll see what we could do around that time. Most of the other ones, if we plan to do another, whenever we do the next episode, will be a more generic one. Though I don't know what it. Though I will just be. There will.
You know what we should all do
What's that?
as a way to kind of watch more anime, and since this is not exclusive to games, I think that we should either pick a small anime, or if we're going to do a longer anime, like discuss it, and then meet up every week to discuss what we watched. I feel like we could do a longer anime and then some shorter anime in the foreground. That way we're not just talking about the same thing forever and ever, amen.
There's one problem with that, though. I'm in England.
Okay, and?
But you said meet up. I'm in England. I have to spend...
That was probably the worst joke you've told all night.
I know. I'm running on...
I love you, though, you dork.
I know. But
It's okay. I'm only judging you very harshly right now.
Oh, I'm aware.
It's cool.
But that's a good, like, I'm not joking wise. That's a pretty good idea, actually. But yeah, like I said, I'm trying
It is.
Today was a pretty much was a good actual way of what I kind of want what future episodes to go like anyway. Because with the topic thing, with like the listed topic things, you just run out over time, and I kind of want this to be just like a casual like chill session thing. I think we should do a healthy mix between the two. Each of us comes in with 3 to 5 topics that we'd like to talk about. Yeah.
I think that could work.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, this is the we'll try and get we'll try and work on seeing if I can get another one out soon. I'm gonna keep progressively nagging this degenerate over the over a new background. Cough, cough.
Just like I'm probably going to end up having to nag her about an end card. Cough, cough.
I know.
And potentially mixing my Mael track rather. Cough, cough.
I know.
So I guess you're gonna have two people, very people irritating you by prodding you with sharp sticks, then, aren't you?
I will break your goddamn sticks.
Try me. But yeah, so thank you again, Bliss, for hopping on.
Hey, dude, it's all good. I had a fun time. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no worries. Exactly. We're definitely getting you on for the future Metroid one. Subscribe to this channel for the next episode and any other future random content. I want to try and upload more, but I'm a bit slow because of other stuff and life. Subscribe to Volcar-OHNO.
Please, I'm like 7 subs away from 900.
Yeah, she's 7 subs away from 100, and she's so close to 1K. So drop your subs, and also drop your sub to Cannibliss as well. He's
Please do. I'm only 93 subs away from 200.
People are growing way faster than I ever did. But yeah, and yeah,
we fucked with the algorithm.
Oh snap! I just noticed my soccer track's at 3. It's just 3 views away from hitting 100 views, and my Julius track is 37 views away from hitting 200.
Nice.
Oh, based.
Give me my fist bump.
I wasn't even looking at you, bitch.
I'll fist bump the screen. There you go.
Thank you.
But yeah.
Did you just punch your screen?
Yes, he did.
Not hard enough. This is what it sounds like when I punch the screen. Ow!
Did you actually hurt yourself?
Yeah, that was way too hard.
Insult me at the Russia. Screen hit. Insult me at the Russia. Screen punches you.
That hurts so hard. Anyway, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. See you later. Bye.
Have a good one, guys.